Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays Approaching Infinity. We left off in Sector 3. We had a mission that we were not able to complete, and so we went on to the next sector, and then we were going to come back and see if we could finish a different mission. So that's where we're going to pick up now. So we have explored only the little area where we landed. We have not seen anything else. So I'm going to make my way around and see if I can find, first of all, the banker station. And then we will see if I can find anything else in this sector that might be useful. And I want to be a little bit thorough about exploring, because I do eventually want to see every square of every sector. And there, we've already found our banker station, so we can dock here. And we have successfully delivered the package, so we get some cash. We can sell our data, restock our supplies, and sell our commodities. I'm still interested in figuring out the commodity market. I've seen a little bit of a demonstration on how the prices fluctuate, but I don't know what is really normal prices, and I know that they vary from sector to sector. So, I'm not sure what this best column means yet either. So that's something that we'll have to figure out. It looks like the number is so small that it looks like it might be like the price difference, but I'm really not sure. So let's head to the outfitter, see if there's anything useful here. Doesn't really look for it. Let's see what this used pulse shotgun does. So it looks like it would be... Let's check out what our away team gear is. So it would be more damage, but less damage to adjacent targets, which is not a huge deal. It's just, it's not a big enough upgrade to be worth money. So we might just want to save it for something else. And then we can maybe save up for increased supply capacity or a fission reactor. Doesn't really look like there's anything that we want here. So let's make sure there's nothing to sell, and there are no contracts we can pick up, which is unfortunate. So we're just going to head out and explore the rest of the sector. And then we're going to maybe... Oops! And there is me not paying enough attention, so we're going to have to wait a little bit for our shields to get back up to max, but they recover pretty quickly. So there's a couple of things we can do. We can kind of push forward and try to explore as far into the game as possible, or we can go back to the previous one and see if we have a little bit better luck finding that anomaly. I don't really know what it's going to take to find that anomaly. I think that the mechanic for finding them either has changed, or that sector is just pretty difficult. So I think it's going to be something that I'm going to want to come back to. I don't think I want to spend 2 episodes in a row trying to take on the same challenge. So we will head out into Sector 4 and see local demand for raw ore has dramatically increased median raw ore prices. No end is in sight. Sector 8 is the hardest hit. Okay. So that's something that we have picked up from... That's different from the other versions that I've played, is we now get these little announcements that remind me very much of Escape Velocity. So local demand... Okay. That was what I just read. So what's this? Scanning anomaly. So we found an anomaly here. That's nice. But we have yet to find the one that we need to find. But that's something that can wait. So picking up some ore is probably a good thing. And I have done a little bit of experimenting that has shown me that sometimes when they talk about one sector being hardest hit, you can actually see that you can actually make... I'm taking damage, aren't I? you can actually make a profit just by going from a less hard-hit sector to a more hard-hit sector. So I've managed to sell some stuff and turn a small profit that way, but I think playing the market system really well is going to take more effort and skill than that, I think. So let's see what we have. So we've picked up some raw ore. We could try and save it until Sector 8, but I think the inflated prices, I just want to sell it now and not try and outguess myself here. Now it looks like prices are substantially higher here than they were elsewhere, so I don't know what the colors mean. I don't know yet. And I'm trying to process it and trying to talk at the same time, and I don't have really enough context to make sense of it yet. So let's see, there's nothing really tempting except the mountain climbers, which could be very useful. Now what's the Series 1 laser tracker? Range for target 0. Scan range 4. So what do we have in place of that? Outdated magnetic sensors. So it looks like it's the same. So that's not actually that useful for us. Now the grade 8 EVA suit has... Let's see how that compares to what we have. Same hit points, same oxygen, better visibility, less damage reduction. Damage reduction is really nice. And we don't actually have enough sidearm range that I'm really stressing about the increased visibility. Increased visibility is nice, but I think today I'm just going to go with the mountain climbers, and we can see about making our way through the rest of the game. Maybe see about putting those to use. A planet in Sector 5 is infested with insectoids. Kill them, you will receive coordinates upon arrival. Alright, we'll accept that. Those tend to get me killed, but this whole game tends to get me killed, so I'm not too worried. So, probably the thing to do now is to proceed to Sector 5, and then we will try to do that mission. I'm going to be a little bit careful about going through that radiation. So, head to Sector 5, do the mission, and then wrap it up. Alright. So, 2617 is where we need to go. So let's see if I can find that. Let's see. So it looks like we can't see coordinates even for the areas that we haven't been to. But it looks like we want to go just straight up. And we have some planets that we can explore. Probably should have been a little bit more... Oh dear, okay, so this is where it's going to get a little bit tactical. And I'm not sure how I should be focusing my fire, but it looks like I managed to outrun both of them, but this is a pretty hostile sector. So we're going to have to be careful about how we do this combat. It looks like these guys are pretty tough as well. But it looks like I can kite them and keep them so that they're in my weapons range, but not their own weapons range. So, oh, there's that pirate. So is this the planet that we want to visit? That's 2617. I believe that's the one that we want. Maybe not. Well, let's explore a little bit, see what we can find. Killed 1 out of 12 insectoids, so we are on the correct planet. But I'm going to have to be a little bit strategic about this. And be a little bit careful about fighting. See if I can keep this guy at the correct range. Alright, so that worked. Looks like we picked up a surplus needle shotgun. Let's see how that compares to what we have. So our crew has surplus stun shotgun, range 2, same range, less damage, same adjacent, so this looks like a strict upgrade. So that's great. And then we can head back out, and that should, at the very least, make us a little bit more equipped to take on this planet and the insectoids living here. Now, I don't know, they may have actually patched out the trick that I've been using. So, killed 2 out of 12 insectoids, so didn't get patched out that I can still cheese it a little bit and just replenish my health by taking off and landing again. I do want to be a little bit more careful, though, play a little bit more slowly, and try not to get surprised as much, though with this dense foliage, it's going to be hard not to get surprised. I just don't have the visibility to see, and yet I still keep walking up to things like that. So, yeah, we're not doing great. Gonna take off and then land again and see if we can just keep this up. And we're getting poisoned every time. I think I might want to use the gun even for adjacent targets, because it seems like our weapon is doing our melee weapon is doing very little damage. So yeah, I don't know which of those is better, but it seems like we're doing better with the gun than with the melee weapon. So, because our visibility is low enough and these bugs seem to move rather quickly, I am a little bit concerned. Oh yeah, we have very short weapons range as well. So, I've got to be careful. I want to refill our oxygen tanks and then see if I can get to that artifact up there, because those are very valuable. You have found a Firaxugnian datapad with a partial set of coordinates that could lead you to a star temple. So that's kind of a long-term mission that I'm very looking forward to. I had a lot of fun on it the last time. We've taken quite a lot of damage, so I'm going to head out. We survived. I'm actually going to go to the station now and refill our supplies, sell our data. Efficient construction, we can hire someone. I don't know what that does, and so I'm a little bit leery about hiring someone to do something that I don't even know what it is. So for now, I'm just going to sell some supplies, and let's see what we can get at the outfitters. Looks like nothing really excellent. Cargo containers, Type 1 warp drive. I don't really see anything that's a huge upgrade except for the cloaking device, which would actually be very nice. So I think I'm going to pick that up. And then, we can either sell or craft some stuff. So it looks like our shield got swapped out. It looks like we can only have a shield or a cloaking device. So I don't want to sell our shield, and I don't want to craft it. We're getting so little for the shotgun that I think that I will craft that, though. And then let's see what we can get for... Sector 6 is rich in natural deposits of pentapropylene, so that's not too difficult. So we'll accept that contract. And then we will head out of here and continue to explore Sector 5. And then we will see if we can exterminate those bugs. Oh, and I was not paying attention, and now we're in a great deal of trouble. So let's cloak and flee. And hope that we can get repaired. A new class of ship has been unlocked, the Stealth Runner. Alright. So, that was a learning experience. Having shields, I think, is going to be more useful for me than a cloaking device, because right now I'm just not really mentally sharp enough to pay enough attention to know when I need to cloak. So I'm going to head back out, and I'm going to go to installation and install the plasma screen, and we will call that a learning experience. I don't remember if we'd been there or if I'd passed that asteroid by. I had a moment of, I don't remember that asteroid being there, but I think that that was just blank space. Like, I didn't know what was there until then. So that's why I wouldn't remember anything being there. And there's our gruff friend. And we managed to take it on without taking too much damage. So it's good that we... Okay. So this gruff doesn't seem to want to fight... Oh, yes it does. Okay. So now we're in a bit of a tight spot, but hopefully, yeah, we can just tank it. That's one of the things I like about this ship. It has good shields, and it has good weapons. So it's very balanced. We can tank things when we need to, like here again, I think we're going to end up having some trouble. Alright, that went okay. And then we can just play this a little tactically, stay outside of their range. So that went okay. Eventually, if we kill enough of those gruff, they will start to respect us and can unlock a new mission for us. I want to restock before we head out to this planet and start trying to exterminate these bugs. I don't really want to go into the forest if we can avoid it. Alright. So this is going pretty well. As I suspected, our weapon is in fact doing better. Our gun is doing better than our sword was doing. So I don't know what that adjacent 4 means. I thought that it meant like we'd only be doing 4 damage, but it clearly means something else, I just don't know what. So we found some good stuff on this mission, and we have not yet been hurt badly enough for me to really worry. So I want to keep exploring a little carefully. We can use our mountain climbers to get a bit of a better view in some of these areas. But I really want to stay places where we can see as much as possible so that we don't get surprised. I really want to find a suit with more oxygen, because going back to the ship really frequently is a little frustrating. Alright, so that was a bit risky, but ended up being okay. So I'm starting to really worry about our oxygen situation, because we're having trouble getting out to these more distant parts. I think I just saw it. There's a bug. Alright. So that's 10 out of 12. We only need 2 more. So maybe we can do this with the oxygen that we have. It's nice that from a mountaintop you can see really far. can grab... Oh, there's 11. Now let's run back to the spaceship. Now, I believe on planets with a breathable atmosphere, you can actually open up your suit if you run out of air, but you have a risk of being infected with a disease when you do that. But it says that we do not have any breathable air here. So we've killed 12 out of 12. We have completed our mission. Let's head back to the station and collect our bounty, and then we can actually sell some of the stuff that we picked up. And then see if there's anything at the outfitters that's really useful. Is that an upgrade to our oxygen? Let's see. So 62, 63. It's a tiny upgrade to our oxygen. That's not very compelling, but it is an upgrade, so I think I'm going to grab it. And we could also upgrade our warp drive to one with range of 2, which I think sounds like a pretty good idea. So I will grab that. And that leaves us a bit light on credits, but we can pawn some stuff. We can pawn our warp drive. And I want to keep the cloaking device if we get like an extra slot. I don't know if that's possible, but I don't want to completely give up on it yet. We may actually come to a mission where that will be useful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out and just explore these last few hidden blocks. Possibly take on a gruff while I'm at it. And just take a little damage in order to uncover the last bit of the map. And because we have a pretty good shield, that doesn't give us too much trouble. There we go. So, next time we will head into Sector 6, and we will see what we can find. So, thank you very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you didn't, I would love to hear about it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts in general. Until next time, have a great rest of your day.